Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Rebecca. So lovely to be able to speak to you. If you're new here, welcome. I wanted to really get into the comparison side of the UK and Australia today. I have spoken about it a little bit in some other videos. I didn't really go into detail, to be honest. It was more of like an impulsive video, but I've thought about it, and since I've come back from the UK, I've been back in Australia for 2 months now. I've been thinking about the differences and why I think Australia is a better country and why I prefer to live here. So I'll jump straight into it. Adventure is one thing. I have found here that there is just so much more to do and see. Obviously, it's a continent, it's absolutely enormous here. We've got, different seasons, so you can go to the snow if you wanted to, down south, or you can come up to the tropics and go to the reef. There is just so much to be done here. I live in a place called Townsville, and if I drive up to Cairns, there are so many waterfalls, and I mean beautiful waterfalls that you can see along the way. You may have heard of Milla Falls or Walleman Falls, Jarama Falls, like all the falls. There are so many special little spots, and when you've lived here for such a long time, you get to know all the little places, and it's just beautiful. I love it here, and I feel like it's really a part of Australian culture as well, that adventurous kind of spirit. Even if they don't know it, I mean, I'd have to sit down with a bunch of them, but to me, like, they go fishing and, crabbing, anything to do with like the ocean, and pig hunting and all sorts of stuff. I mean, this is probably because I'm more like rural country area, I'm not in a city. People don't really do that in the city, but there is that they still have like an adventurous spirit, I would say, and go wineries and different places and just stuff like that. I feel like that is really, maybe it's just Queensland, but I feel that here, and it's something that has really rubbed off on me, as because when I first got here, I was actually quite closed off human being. I was a bit hesitant to try new things because it was so outside of anything that I'd ever known before. I was a bit like, oh, I don't know if I can do that, I don't know if I want to do that. And I was so lucky. I had a friend, when I first got here, I got a job in a restaurant, and one of my friends, lifelong friends now, she was so adventurous and she would do all sorts of stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this bird is just like Crocodile Dundee, like, it's stressing me out. And now we laugh about the fact that we were both chalk and cheese, and we still managed to have maintained this friendship, and that I've just become a lot more open. I love this place and the country and whatnot, and not as closed-minded. I'm so sad that I was so closed-minded. I'm glad I got out of it, but you know what I mean? I just was in my little, no, I don't want to do that. I'm very much just a pretty prissy little English woman. Not that all English women are, but yes. So the adventure here is something that I adore, and I feel like it is right on my doorstep. I've got the reef not far from me, and little islands I can explore if I wanted to, and there's so much wildlife here. I was thinking about a moment ago the respect that Australians have for the wildlife here. It's something that I really love and value, and I love that that's embedded in the culture, because it is so important to take care of our wildlife, and that's something that I think other people in different countries can look at and say that, although it's not perfect, nowhere on earth is perfect, that Australians overall really care collectively about wildlife here. Opportunities is another one. I personally felt it was I feel like there was more opportunities here. I come from a place of, I didn't get a degree, I finished high school, and I didn't get like the best grades, I didn't go to university, so I knew that I was going to get a job after I finished school, and I wasn't quite sure what that would look like. I just wanted a job, and I found it quite hard. I found it quite hard to find someone to hire me and get into the workforce, and I found it quite disheartening. While I did find a job eventually, It's always through friends and family that help you, but you know, I was really invigorated and excited to be able to earn money, and I felt that that was really difficult. And when I came over here, it was seamless. It worked out well, and I guess it was different in a sense. I remember going into places in England and giving me my resume, and they would just, obviously, they would say, no, you know, you have to do it online and stuff like that, but you'd never hear anything, and it was always so disheartening. It just seemed like really, really difficult, especially if you don't have a degree, or, you know someone who knows someone. It was hard for me. But when I came over here, I could go into places, and you know, they were obviously, because there's backpackers and stuff like that as well, they're hiring people a lot more, and I wasn't going into like a niche industry. It was exciting for me to be able to, you know, step into that and earn some money. And comparatively, the money side of things for me, granted I don't have a degree or anything like that, so I wasn't going into a high-paying job, but at the time I was getting paid £4.98, I think, an hour as an 18-year-old, working in aged care. And then I came to Australia, and I think, oh gosh, let me think, use my brain. I didn't actually think about it. A lot more. I can't remember. It was a lot more, and it was easier because I was getting paid weekly, I think, at the time, or fortnightly. And that's another thing, like when you're a young person living in England and you're getting paid monthly, you know, that's really hard to manage. And if no one teaches you how to be money literate, it can be hard. So yeah, I found that to be, yeah, something that was more exciting. And with the money, I was able to go and do some more things, and, you know, go on adventures. I don't know what it is like. I've heard actually what it is like, you know, fly in, fly out work. My brother does that. I know a lot of people that done that. I've heard of people coming over from different countries to do that because the pay is quite well. So yeah, I think Australia has mass opportunities, to be honest. I mean, it's such a big country, and it is, well, it's only getting bigger in population and with job growth and things like that. Yes, so I found that to be quite good. I'm going to look at my notes because I've got a brain like a sieve. Work-life balance is something I found to be quite good here. I think I may have touched on this in the other videos, but I feel like there's, and this is from speaking to people recently that are in the workforce in the UK, that there is this sort of grind culture, and you work, and it's like not a lot of play or not a lot of downtime to be able to do the things that you want to do. I don't know if it's something to do with the weather as well, you know. Sometimes, certain times of the year, you wake up, it's dark, and you come home and it's dark, and that's exhausting in itself. You don't really want to do anything when it's wet and rainy. Over here, you know, people get up 5 a.m. and they'll go do their workout or walk up the hill, and they value sunrise and coffee in the morning. You go to work, you come home, you know, it's just, the lifestyle is different. It feels different. I don't know if that's a correlation with the weather. I feel like it is as well, but there is a sense of like, you don't bring it home with you. I'm sure some people do. I'm sure there are some jobs where you take home, but I certainly don't identify with that. And I know other people that as soon as they have left their job, they just don't worry about it, and they enjoy what's right in front of them, and they don't feel this need to constantly be, it doesn't feel as rat racy here, I would say. It definitely feels rat racy over there. It's, I'm sure other expats could jump in and tell me they feel the same. I'm probably not explaining it as best as I could, but yes, I definitely feel like there is a balance here, and you're able to enjoy your free time when it is free time. Yes, what else have I got? Healthcare, actually, interestingly enough, is not something that is spoken about a lot, or the videos that I've watched haven't spoken about it a lot. As someone that has had health issue and has some health issues, I feel very, very blessed to be in this country, to be honest. I know people back in the UK that have really struggled to get appointments, and the healthcare while they're in the hospital hasn't been the best, or they haven't been listened to, or things have gone wrong, and it is devastating to hear. And I just, yeah, I feel really, really lucky to be in this country. From my own instance, you know, I'm able to pay to go and see the doctor and I get a rebate back. I do that because I have ongoing health stuff and I like to see someone and she knows me, my history, and it just feels good for me. If I didn't, I wouldn't do that, to be honest. I hadn't when I first got here, and I was actually quite shocked at how fast things moved and how receptive the doctors were and stuff like that. I think it's awful that the NHS is so overwhelmed. You know, I think everyone should be able to get healthcare when they need it. It really is unfortunate, and I think people, they can, you know, doctors and nurses, it must be so hard when you are so overwhelmed and underpaid and all the rest of it, and not getting the support that you need from the government and whomever else. So yeah, this is another reason why I love this country. Not the best in the world. I'm not saying that Australia has the best healthcare in the world, but for me personally, who has known family members affected by their health stuff, it's definitely up there. And yeah, I feel lucky that I have that here. What else? I think it was just the weather. How could you not love the weather here? It's beautiful, amazing. I mean, it gets so hot here, and you have to be safe with the sun. And you know, at the moment there are supercell storms happening in Brisbane, in Queensland, and there's wild weather all around. We have cyclones and floods and stuff like that, but overall it is such a beautiful place to live. It is. And you know, institutions do their best to try and keep us safe as much as possible. So yeah, I don't know, the two, I would choose definitely Australia over the UK. It does become quite miserable, and I do feel sad. I did feel sad a majority of the time over there because it is just so bleak. And I know a lot of how you see the world is your outlook, but being in a place, and it's hard to get out of a mindset when you don't even know that you have it, if you know what I mean. Like, sometimes you have to step outside of your comfort zone, go somewhere else and see a different way of living to be like, oh wow, like that's not how I want to live. And okay, well, let's go somewhere else. Or maybe, you know, I didn't realize I was having a pessimistic mindset and closed-mindedness until I had to go somewhere else and see something different. So I feel very, very blessed to be here, to be honest. And like I've said in some of the other videos, there is such a warmth and friendliness here. The people that I've met are just beautiful. They really, really are, and they're so caring. And I feel like I found like such a sense of community here. It's really, really beautiful to see. You know, it's something that I've always wanted, and I have it, which is beautiful. And I feel so lucky that I have a sibling that is immigrating over here as well. So I'm able to have roots with my family, and I've opened their eyes to how amazing this place is. So I've never heard anything negative of expats that have come over here. I mean, sometimes, sure, but yeah. And this video is not to shit on the UK by any means. I love that people love that place, and I feel so lucky that I was born there and had a roof over my head and all of those things. Please don't think that I'm trying to shit on the UK, because I'm not. It's just how I feel inside, and I thought I'd share some of my thoughts around, you know, comparisons of the place. Yes. Anyway, that was my 2 cents on the comparisons on England and Australia. Yes. I hope you all have a lovely Melbourne Cup day. It's Melbourne Cup today. Yes. I'm going to put a punt on the horse. I don't know what horse. I'll let you know if I win or not. I'll let you know if I win or not. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.